Hello, everyone, and welcome to Turn Zero Lost by the Magic Engineers. I'm your host today, Eli. I'm joined by David and Sherry. Today, we're going to be doing a little bit of a lore quiz. So, the way this is going to work is I'm going to bounce back and forth between the two of you. And I'm going to ask one of you a question, and then you're going to provide me an answer. If your answer is incorrect, it will bounce back to the other person. And if neither of you get it right, I'll give you the answer, and then we'll move on to the next question. We'll be keeping track of points, and then if there's any amount of specific information that you provide that exceeds the answer that I have written down here, you will get some bonus points for that. So let's get started. The first question, we will bounce to Sherry first. To get us started here, easy softball question, hopefully. Who are the original members of the Gatewatch?
You kind of put me on the spot here.
Yeah.
Why'd you have to ask that question? Off the top of my head, Jace, Nahiri, Nissa, Gideon, and not Vereska, Liliana.
That is incorrect.
I'm gonna steal that if we don't mind.
Yeah, David, who are the original members of the Gatewatch?
So the original 4 members of the Gatewatch are Chandra, Nissa, Gideon, and Jace.
There you go. That is correct. Liliana did not become a member of the Gatewatch until much later on, and Nahiri was never a member of the Gatewatch.
I was between Nahiri
did she
and
get an open
Chandra.
Nahiri card though? Like,
Yeah, she
might have. She might have been like a temporary member of the Gatewatch, but I don't believe that she was a permanent stay.
Hey, I got like 3 out of 5. That's not bad.
Yeah, not bad. But that is a point for David for the steal. On to the next question. We're going to start with David here. Another softball question. How many demons brokered Liliana's contract for Eternal Youth?
Boo! I know this answer with this one.
there are 4 demons that brokered this contract. I can name at least 3 of them.
If you would like to name them, that would be the next question. So it's kind of let's not name them yet.
Okay. Yeah, 4 of them.
So that will be the next question.
Damn
but there are 4 of them. So that is a correct answer and a point for David.
I think I see where the tide is turning on this one a little bit.
I've already lost. I give up. That's not fair. You took the part of it I knew for sure.
Sherry, I just want you to name 2 of the 4 demons that brokered that contract.
Belzenlock and Razaketh.
All right. And for bonus points, could you name the other 2?
Wasn't Nico Bolas kind of the person behind all of this?
That's a technicality, not really a demon, but he is the owner of the contract. Yes.
The other 2...
Nicol Bolas, the real ghostwriter for Art of the Deal.
I can't think of the other 2.
David, do you have the answer for the other 2?
Yeah, I believe the other 2 are Kopathed and Gristlebrand.
That is correct. So that is a bonus point for David and 1 point for Sherry. Back to David here. This one should be a little bit of a, not really tricky one, but it'll be interesting for you to think about for a little bit. So there are 10 guilds in Ravnica. I would like for you to name 5 of the leaders of those guilds, current or past, and what guild they represent.
Sure. So Niv Mizzet obviously represents Izzet because he is it. Mm-hmm. Rakdos represents Rakdos. I don't think I need to go much further than that. Lazav represents Demir. There's 2 more. Oh shoot, I forgot the name of the... Okay, never mind, forget that one. The Ghost Council of Obzedat, I believe, also led Orzhov at some point. And last but not least, we have Trostani, who led Selesnya. Or is the collective that led Selesnya.
Acceptable answers. Sherry, I'll give you a chance to get some bonus points here since you kind of got, screwed out of it. Could you name 5 other leaders of guilds?
Leader of the Simic Combine, Momir Vig. Teysa Karlov for the Orzhov Conclave. What's his name? I'm picturing his card right now. Borber Rigmos for Gruul. Grand Arbiter Augustine for the Azorius. Am I at 4?
You're at 4 currently. It's tricky to answer.
I'm just trying to work through which ones I've done and which ones...
Can Sherry repeat guilds if he knows different leaders?
Yeah, that I said past or present, so if you have any others that you're thinking of previous guilds, they've already been mentioned. It's okay to repeat them.
I just thought of another Gruul one, but he's actually the god of the Gruul, so
You got 10 more seconds.
Oh, Veraska for the Golgari.
There you go.
Hey.
I was waiting for that one. That was the most obvious. So that's a point for each of you.
A regular point or a bonus point?
A bonus point for you, and then a regular point for David. So let me just get that marked down here.
Experiment Crash wasn't a leader. He was the second assistant to Mover Big, if I remember right. I wanted to say
correct.
Experiment
That sounds
Crash, but I knew it wasn't quite the answer.
Correct. So moving on, we are gotten back to Sherry for a question. Another pretty simple one, hopefully. In a recent set, we finally got to go back and see moments from the Brothers' War depicted onto cards. What was the moment that truly kicked off the decades-long conflict between Mishra and Urza?
What exactly are we? Is it a general thing or
Kind of a general thing. What sparked the start of this whole thing? What began the conflict? What caused them to start going at odds against one another?
Well, it was technically Yawgmoth, I think, got a hold of Mishra and started corrupting him, and then once that took over, they were bitterly fighting against them.
There was conflict before that, though, because they were at odds, but they weren't truly wanting to kill one another.
Oh, was it the Mighty and Weakstone?
That is correct.
Okay, I was thinking a little too grand.
Yeah, you were thinking too grand scheme. You had to think of smaller scale. So the full answer would be that both of them wanted to have both the Might and the Weakstone, but they had separated it and shared it instead, where Urza got the Might Stone and Mishra got the Weakstone. So we'll give you a point for that just because I was a little vague in my questioning wording, so I had to specify more. Here we go. Back to David. Tell me, why was Urabrask in New Capenna?
Why was he in New Capenna? I actually don't know this one, I'm afraid.
Like to throw you for a loop from some modern magic story.
How dare you? How dare you give me modern magic?
What about you, Sherry? Do you know why Urabrask was in New Capenna?
I believe he was there to warn. I don't want to say it was Elspeth. He was there to warn other people of the impending Phyrexian invasion, I believe.
That is correct. He was actively trying. The more specific answer would be that he was actively warning Planeswalkers about the impending threat of the expansion plan by the new Phyrexians. So that's a point for Sherry. So now we're 3, 2, 3, and 1 for you guys in terms of bonus points and regular points. Back to Sherry. In Kamigawa, Neon Dynasty story, what was the reality chip supposed to be used for, and what did it end up being used for in the end?
Ooh. I used to know this. I honestly don't know.
David?
I think I might know what it was and what it ended up being used for. Wasn't it like appropriated by Jin Gataxias for some nefarious purpose relating to the Phyrexians?
You're on the right track.
I just don't remember what it was quite used for. I just know who stole use of it, and that's kind of it.
Okay. So the original intention of the reality chip was meant to stabilize the Wandering Emperor's spark to allow her to stay on the plane of Kamigawa without having to, worry about getting randomly teleported away. In the end, the reality chip was used to complete Tameo by Jin Gataxias.
That's a solid 0 for both of us.
That is a
Yeah,
0
that was
point
big whiff.
question for both. This one's a little bit farther back, so this is not modern magic, but this is pretty far back in the story, so maybe one of you guys will understand it. But this is a David's question. Why is Squee immortal?
Why is Squee immortal? I never really thought about that. This is the part I was afraid of.
These are all his favorite cards, too. This is the easy show.
I know.
Typing the sheet there, eh?
I'm not really sure why he's immortal.
Okay. Would you like to try to give it a stab?
I feel like he was probably cursed by someone, of relative, because like I want to say it was like some kind of curse given to him.
You're close, Sherry, for the steal.
Well, my headcanon is that he was taught by Norin the Weary of how to get out of every situation possible.
Uh-huh.
The answer is always dying.
But what was the actual answer?
He found a really nice rock that gave him the power of immortality.
That is actually incorrect.
Never would have thought it.
Squee is immortal because he was given the ability by Yawgmoth so that he could be killed over and over again when he was tortured by Urtai and Krovax.
Oh, dang.
Makes sense.
No points again. A little brutal.
Yeah.
It's going to be a rough one, guys.
As a brutal way to be given immortality, but now he's immortal forever, so Yawgmoth is the loser in this case. So that was a David question. On to Sherry. What ignited Liliana Vess's spark? What event in her life caused it to ignite? Is a better way to word that. I didn't think these questions were that tough. Not gonna lie.
I think we're just dumb.
I think you watched too many YouTube videos. Are you okay?
I guess I'm a master of the lore.
Lore Master Elijah.
Now we have to come up with a new role. I'm gonna take a stab at it. I'm gonna guess her parents died or it had something to do with the Raven Man.
Nope.
David, I figured as much.
I'm pretty sure her spark ignited when she was young, so I'm willing to bet it had something to do with a death. Was it her brother dying?
That is correct.
Damn. All right.
In the process of her trying to cure her brother of an illness, she accidentally turned him into a zombie.
That'll do
heretic healer. That makes so much sense.
Yeah, heretical healer. Yep.
And when he became a zombie, the emotional distress that caused her forced her spark to ignite. So, on to David for a question. So that's a point for David. I should mark that down so I don't forget. There we go. All right. Question for David. In Phyrexia All Will Be One, we saw a couple of old heroes turned villains return. I'd like for you to name all four of them.
All four of the old heroes / villains.
Yes.
That have been turned into villains, rather.
Yes.
Well, Nissa got a big sucky from Elish Norn. So she got completed. Nahiri also got completed, but she was, in my mind, she's a villain anyway, so I don't know if that counts or not.
Let me clarify. When I say old heroes, I mean like people from Mirrodin's story.
Oh, okay.
He's talking old Phyrexian.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
Okay.
We're on Phyrexian Invasion 3. He's talking about Phyrexian Invasion 2.
Yes. Sure. I gotcha. Okay. So Jorkadin got hit with the big oil, so he definitely he's evil now. Venser, he died during the last Phyrexian invasion, but he's brought back as a flesh puppet. Just pretty messed up, really. But
yeah,
there you go. So that's two. I know there's more than that. I know I can ID more of them than that. There was that white blue golem creator. I forget his name. It starts with an M. That's just shit. I don't know the answer to this.
I can answer three. Can I steal?
You cannot steal, but I will cede the question to Sherry.
All right, Sherry, it's your chance to possibly steal.
Glissa was completed by
of course,
by Vorinclex. Slowblad was also completed. I can't remember his original name. Memnarch was actually the reason the Argentum was ruined, and then he became Urtet. And anyone else?
You already had Venser named for you, so you're good.
Cool.
So Slowbad, that was his original name anyway. They just turned him into a mechanical puppet. He's part of the red faction of Phyrexia for one reason or another. So yeah, that's a point for Sherry.
Hell yeah! You always forget about Glissa. That sneaky first strike death touch always gets you. Claw.
It's just that is freaking Glissa, man.
That's the saddest one, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, technically, whoever Atrax's previous version was, which hinted that she's actually from New Capenna based on that new frame we saw. So
yeah,
that's really fucked up.
It's going to be really depressing to see why. Maybe we'll get an old card of Atraxa. That'd be really cool. Who knows? On to the next question. We've got Sherry. What made Caden Kenrith stand out as one of the most capable to be king in Eldraine?
His devilish good looks. I forgot there was a story to Eldraine.
Yeah, there is. There is a story to Eldraine.
I was too busy bitching about all the elk to notice the story in Eldraine.
When you're drowning in Okos.
Yeah.
Understandable.
I'm gonna take a shot in the dark. It wasn't it because he was able to, I don't want to say quite unite, but he was able to mediate the 5 different factions of Eldraine, and that's what made him king.
You're close. I'm going to give David a chance. You'll get the point if he doesn't get it.
Well, because like on the card itself, he has like ridiculous utility. So I imagine the reason why he's king is because he's not able to necessarily like channel all those different types of powers, but he's able to exert authority over them.
You guys are both very close. I'm going to have to give it to Sherry, though, because he was a closer one. He was knighted in all 5 courts of the realm.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense. Okay.
He was the only person in history to have been knighted by all 5.
Neat.
So that is a point for Sherry.
David, that was just a shot in the dark. It was maybe let's try this.
Oh, yeah. I got you.
Speaking of the courts of Eldraine, David, could you tell me what the names of those courts are?
I want to say they're named after the castles that they reside in. So Garenbrig, Urabrask, not Urabrask. That's a Phyrexian. We don't talk about that. God, why do I keep forgetting the names of all these castles? I think I'm on the right track with it, but I don't know the specific names.
Sherry for the steal.
Castle Vantris, Castle Garenbrig, Castle Lengthwaite. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. Lochthwain. That's what I meant. I picture both of those 2 cards, and I can't read their names.
They're super underutilized cards. So.
I use the white one in most of my white decks.
Yeah, I do too.
I'm gonna take a shot in the dark. It's Castle Embercleave for the red one.
I think you're a little off on that one.
Not quite.
Oh, is it Castle Emberg? No, damn it.
We don't take guessing here. So we've got Castle Lochthwain, Emberith, Vantris,
Hey, I was close.
Ardenvale, and Garenbrig.
How did I not see Ardenvale? I know I played that card.
I got R, and that's all I saw of it. I'm like,
yeah.
Castle Ardenvale is the white faction. You were close with the Embercleave, though, for it being Emberith.
Can I get a bonus point because I was the one who identified the trend?
Can I get a bonus point and a half for actually naming more than half of them?
You'll get each a half bonus point.
Amazing.
Because the rules never make sense and the points don't matter. Except they do, because
they matter to me, damn it.
It's about bragging rights. So that was a David question. So now we're back to Sherry. Sherry, Yawgmoth was a human before he became the god of Phyrexia. What did he do in his life before the conquest for completion began?
He was a doctor.
Specifically where?
He was a doctor Dominaria. Do I have to name the specific location in Dominaria?
Yes.
Thran.
There you go. That's a point. Mm-hmm. He was a physician of the Thran Empire.
Hey, look, it's like that card that exists.
I was just reading that name in my head. There we go.
Trying to piece it together. Yep.
Solve the puzzle.
David, I would like for you to name the 5 schools of Strixhaven. It's quite unlucky.
Why are you giving me all the name the faction stuff, you asshole?
I coin flipped to see who would go first, and Sherry was the one that went first, and these just happened to land on these order.
Sure you did. Okay, fine. Quandrix, Witherbloom, those are like the 2 I know because I have those cards and I run them. What else? There's more to it than that. Those are the best I can do, unfortunately, because my mind is just bad at naming factions like that.
Sherry, you have 3 left to name.
Silverquill. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna say this out real quick. So green, black is Witherbloom. Quandrix is green, blue. Prismari is red, blue, and there's one more correct. Lorehold is white, red.
Perfect. That is a point for Sherry.
Salt.
Sherry, during War of the Spark, what is considered the point where the good guys started to win?
Was it Liliana's betrayal?
Yes, it was. She broke her contract, and for bonus points, I'll ask for what happened with her breaking her contract.
Oh, come on.
This is to David.
Oh, this is to me?
Yes.
Oh, so, like, What do you mean by that specifically? Like, just what happened when the contract broke?
What chain of events occurred?
So when she made her betrayal, the contract began to take effect because its terms were stating that she couldn't directly harm the broker of the deal, that being Nikki B.
Yep.
So the contract basically was going to punish her by basically Thanasoing her out of existence. But as that happened, Gideon was like, "Hey, I'll take on that deal," and he ended up taking the brunt of the contract instead, and he did.
That is a bonus point for you, and then Sherry, you get a point as well.
Got it. Already noted.
Speaking of Gideon, David, what was his original name?
Kytheon.
Gideon.
Good answer.
or Gideon, that works too.
Gideon. Good answer. That is a point for David. So, Sherry, this is kind of a longer question here, but so Sarkhan did a lot of good and bad things in his life, mostly bad, while in search of a dragon worthy to pledge his loyalty to. What thing did he do that will make him go down in Temur history as the most significant thing that he could have done?
He rode I can't think of the name of the dragon, the dragon lord. But I think it was supposed to start with an O. I think it was that he actually rode the elder dragon.
That's one thing he did, but what specific thing that would go down, I guess, in Magic history as kind of like a significant change that was done?
I'm not sure what you mean.
So it's kind of a hard question to word because he's done a lot of shit. So I think the best way to word it, without giving away the answer, is what's the most plot relevant thing that he's done on Tarkir specifically?
I have no idea. Besides,
David?
I do have one just guess that he now led the Temur faction. That's my. Okay.
Nope. David?
So can you repeat the question one more time just to make sure I have my answer correct?
Yeah, so I guess though I had to reword it a little bit. So what is the most plot relevant thing that Sarkhan did on Tarkir?
He only reversed the course of time severely so that instead of the Khans ruling Tarkir, it's the dragons now.
That is correct.
Wouldn't have got that.
In doing so, he saved Ugin from dying.
Yep.
And changed the timeline on Tarkir.
Sarkhan's the real hero of the Nikki B saga.
Really is, even though he was kind of crazy while he was doing it.
That shit happens.
Well, when you're around animals and animal shit a lot, you tend to huff a lot of fumes. You lose your mind a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Especially dragons. Ooh.
Yeah. Back to David. Which 3 planeswalkers caused the reactivation of the Eye of Ugin?
The reactivation of Eye of Ugin. Have to remember which plane that particular artifact is on. I think it's on Zendikar. So somebody who would probably have gone there. I'm gonna go with Nahiri. I'm gonna go with Nissa, and I'm gonna go with maybe Ob Nixilis. I want to say
That is incorrect.
unfortunate for me.
Sherry.
Was it Sorin, Vivian, and Nahiri?
No, it was not. Sorin and Nahiri were not even on the plane of Zendikar at the same time when the Eye of Ugin was even reactivated. So, to give the plot laydown of this, Sarkhan had been doing some evil stuff on Ravnica, as he did during that time, and had planeswalked to Zendikar with Jace and Chandra chasing after him. The 3 of them being near the Eye of Ugin caused it to reactivate and started the unleashing of the Eldrazi Titans.
That was after they aligned the Hedrons to hold them, right?
Yes, this is after the original Zendikar moments where, they come in and we're going to destroy things, and then Ugin, Sorin, and Nahiri had sealed them away. But speaking of Eldrazi Titans, Sherry, who was the planeswalker, so this gives you the best idea, who was the planeswalker that foolishly thought that unleashing the Eldrazi Titans would just make them go away?
I wasn't expecting this question. I thought you were just going to say name them.
No.
I'm going to say Vivian.
Incorrect. Vivian wasn't in the Magic story at this time. David?
Who was the idiot that unleashed the Eldrazi? Whomst. This sounds like a Nahiri thing, so I'm gonna say it's Nahiri, even though I know it's not.
It's not Nahiri. Instead, it was Nissa.
Listen, I can't handle that. They're basically the same person.
Yes. So Nissa believed that the Eldrazi Titans just wanted to be free, and when they were free, they would leave Zendikar. So she let them go.
Oops.
And immediately caused major problems for the plane itself.
So does this mean that we've just confirmed that the Eldrazi are going to face off against the Phyrexians now?
I don't know, maybe.
I see it.
So now we have a fun little part of the game where I'm going to have it go back and forth between the two of you for this last question. And I'm going to let you guys get bonus points for each one that you get correct. I would like for you to give me the full name of every guild in Ravnica.
Okay, I'm ready.
I'm going to. We're going back and forth. So it's you give one, David gives one. All right, Sherry, give me one.
Simic Combine.
Correct.
Selesnya Conclave.
Also correct.
Cult of Rakdos.
Din Din.
Dimir Syndicate.
Don't believe that's what they're called, but let me double check.
Oh no, the House of Dimir. Sorry, that's what I meant.
Okay. You get a dubious point for that one.
I'm claiming it as a real full point because I can.
The Orzhov Senate.
Incorrect.
I believe what Sherry was trying to refer to was the Azorius Ascendant.
Oh my god, I had a
correct.
Freudian slip.
Freud is so proud, and so am I.
Back to Sherry.
Okay, hold up. I need to recollect myself. The Golgari Swarm.
That's correct.
The Boros Legion.
Also correct. There are 3 more left. Sherry.
I just had it. Where'd it go? The Orzhov Conclave.
No.
The Orzhov Syndicate.
Correct. 2 left.
I'm trying to think of which ones we're missing.
If I gave you, if I said the name, you would know it almost immediately. So, I'd like for you to figure it out.
I'm trying to like just work through it.
They both
the
have red in there.
Izzet League.
Correct.
And the final one is the Gruul Clans.
Din Din Din. That is correct. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 point bonus points for David, and then that is 1, 2, 3, 4 for Sherry. So looking at the math here, seems I'm just gonna do a quick tally so I can get the official score of.
I blame
points
Freud
here, but
for one of David's points.
Yeah, that's fair. I blame him too.
David has a score of 15.5, while Sherry has a score of 12.
I have 13.5.
Making David, I've got 12.5. I might have missed one. I did miss one. You're right. I haven't marked down which ones you guys got right. So there you go. You've got 13.5. Those 2 points mattered in the end. David, you're our winner of the lore quiz. Congratulations.
All hail my supreme Ravnican knowledge.
There's going to be possibly more of these in the future if these if people seem to like this. So make sure you comment below, like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at Lost Turn. And leave a comment below to let us know how you feel about these kinds of things. And we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.